Greetings, welcome to Speech Fundamentals for spring of 2021. I'm Dr. Rob Conrad Lozon. I will have an opportunity to meet all of you because this is a remote course, but we do start off online, and then we will all meet in the second week to deliver our first speeches. So the way the course is structured is we will meet whenever we give speeches, and then there is a time that we meet on one occasion to help you to help me help you understand how to craft speeches and to put speeches together. So that is the way the course is structured, and I'll show you this in the schedule below. But the syllabus is your one-stop document. So during COVID-19, when everything flipped over to online, I opted against making things any more difficult than they had to be. So follow the syllabus the way you would as if you were in a regular course. And this makes it a little bit easier because I'm able to remind you guys during our remote sections, and I'll send you emails and everything like that. But follow the syllabus. That'll be the easiest way to go. So Speech Fundamentals COM 109, ignore the section unless you are in section 2020 to 255. I'm just using this as a catch-all for all of the sections. Instructor contact information, DH 301. I'm not going to go to my office this semester probably. I might have to, but you won't catch me there. If you need to use the phone, shoot a call. The voicemail will reach me. They do come through to my email. Communication Department, DeMare Hall, 300. Office hours are held via WebEx. The only link you will use this semester to get in touch with me for everything is this ccm.webex/meet.rlozon. Office hours are as follows: Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. and Wednesday from 11 to 12 p.m. So the office hours, the rationale behind how I schedule my office hours is this is an opportunity for you to, if you're a night student, to drop on by. If you are a regular, traditional, go to class during the day kind of student, like you were in high school or whatever, you can hit me up after your classes are done, or drop around right before lunch. However you care to do that, meet me in the room. No invitation needed. Just go ahead and pop into the room. I also have speech lab hours, and this is for the speech fundamental students, because you are a speech fundamental student. You can also meet with me during speech lab hours. So I have speech lab hours on Monday, if that works for you. On Tuesday from 12:30 to 2:50. If that works for you. So I think there's ample opportunities for speech students to meet with me, and that is my primary occupation at the campus, is teaching speech fundamentals. So please drop on by. Again, like I said, the virtual office and virtual classroom are the same link. Just go ahead and use that. If you ever find yourself locked out and in a waiting room, it's because I'm probably meeting with another student, or I'm finishing up a class, or whatnot. I will lock the room at moments to have some privacy with students, to let them share openly without anybody barging in. This is my email. This is primarily how you will submit assignments, unless it's a discussion board. Don't send me the discussion boards. I will drown in email and cry if you send me all your discussion boards. Just send me the speeches. Virtual podium, other things of that sort. Class day and time. Every syllabi is going to be the same, obviously, unless you are in my Monday, Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. class. These are speech days only. You don't have to meet every single class period every week. There are weeks when you're not going to drop on by. You're just going to go ahead and do the exercises that are in the discussion board. Now, I think what works about this class is it's a fine balance between the things that students love about online, which is that they don't have to always be in class, and they can do it at their own pace, and a remote class, which is where you can pop in and ask questions to the professor and meet some of your classmates. So it's a nice little balance between that. General course description. This course introduces the fundamentals of organizing, outlining, and presenting narrative, informative, and persuasive speeches. Specific attention is given to each student's verbal and nonverbal delivery in the communication of ideas, as well as the development of creative abilities, critical insight, and listening skills. This is an art class for me. Okay, I'll be very clear about that. I am an art teacher. Yes, I teach communication theory or intro to communication, and I talk about research and things of that nature. Um, I'm a composition guy. I help you compose speeches and things of that nature. But for me, that's art. Okay, that's what we do. For me, um, that's an art. I find it to be an artistic endeavor. I'm somewhere a mix between an English professor and a drama teacher, if that helps you understand what my role is here. And I approach this class like an art teacher. You should think of this as an art class. Think of this as a place to get creative. You will deliver narrative, informative, and persuasive speeches. You'll participate in a total of 5 presentations: introduction, narrative, informative, ethics presentation, persuasive speech. Actually, I switched out the ethics presentation, so this is a mistake. I gotta get rid of that. Students will be eased incrementally into longer and more difficult speeches as the semester progresses. Here's the learning outcomes: identify basic public speaking principles, analyze audiences, choose and research topics, organize speeches and cite sources, demonstrate proficiency in information literacy skills, identification of information needs, efficient access of information, specific purpose. Um, One second, my phone is buzzing here. Students will implement effective strategies to manage public speaking anxiety, and students will learn to apply ethical reasoning skills to speaking situations. Um, those are the learning outcomes. You guys will be more than effective at all of these things by the end of the semester. Methods of instruction are recitation. I encourage student engagement, discussion board activities, presentations. Discussion board activities are like in lieu of your class meetings, where I would have you do activities and assignments and things of that nature. Presentations, obviously, this is a presentation class. Group presentation, you will not be doing one of those. I should get rid of that as well. I really would like to, but they have not been very effective in the virtual part of this course, so I've dropped them altogether. Assignments, you'll have to produce scripts, outlines, visual aids, and write-ups of your experiences in scholarly research. Done. This is the required textbook. It is more of a workbook, so don't be kind of frightful. This is going to help you prepare your speeches. It is a very effective guide, in my opinion, for preparing speeches. You can get it through the bookstore. I think that's really the most cost-effective and only way, because it is a departmental thing. These are my colleagues here, the people who I share offices with, and my boss and my colleagues who also teach this course. Professor Altieri and Professor Dr. Jones also teach public speaking, and they are authors of this book. So, evaluation and grading. Your participation, that's on you. However you want to participate in the course, but you got to do something. There's many ways you can go about participating. Negative participation. In this course, I let you guys pick whatever topic you want to pick. If you want to pick something that's controversial, I do expect your classmates to be respectful. That's all there is to it. You guys are adults. I know, our cable news outlets, we got, talking heads, political talking heads, attacking people's character and this and that. You guys are adults. It's a real world. I'm on local community forums in my surrounding area seeing grown adults, talking smack to one another. Listen, this is the 21st century, far into a long-standing democracy. You guys got to learn how to talk civilly, and you guys got to learn how to be respectful of one another's opinions. And that's, negative participation. You guys get into a heated, bout, and you get disrespectful with one another, you're gone. I'm gonna boot you from the meeting room. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to it. You're not gonna stick around. You're gonna come back next time after thinking about what you did, and see if you can, learn to maybe grow up a little bit. I don't do negative participation. I really want you guys to be respectful of one another, because respect is very important to me. I'm respectful of my students, and I want my students to be respectful of me, and I want my students to be respectful of one another. So it won't be tolerated in here. Assignments. All assignments will be evaluated on their adherence to the guidelines. Everything that I post has some guidelines. Presentations will be evaluated on the preparation made by the individuals and groups involved. I do expect individuals to take their preparation for the presentation seriously. I have some students who decide they're going to wing it. I've been teaching this for far too long. It's been like it's been a decade since I've been a professional public speaker. I started off as a professional speaker before I was a teacher of speech. I know if you guys are trying to BS it. So please just be honest with me. I want you to be honest and show me that you have prepared and took your presentation seriously. Outcome assessment. It's a standardized final examination for all students. Take a look at it. We'll talk about this. You'll get a study guide. Yada yada yada. These are the speeches. You have an introduction speech. You're going to have to interview one of your peers who I will assign you. This speech can be a toast, a formal introduction, or you can be creative, game show contestant kind of thing. This speech will help you develop confidence by identifying areas of individual improvement that are to be incorporated in your narrative speech. Select a folktale. That's your narrative speech from a recognized cultural tradition. A dramatic reading or any artistic narrative, and perform it in front of the class. It can be song lyrics. It can be a poem. I know I used to love assignments like this because I could read rap lyrics to my peers and show my individuality and stuff. Here's a new one. This replaces another thing, and I don't believe in work for work's sake. So I was having a hard time thinking of an assignment to replace the ethics presentation, which was a group project that I did not think was very effective in a remote setting. Students were having, semesterly meltdowns over the summer, last spring, summer, and fall, when this pandemic hit. So I've replaced it with a how it works video, and I'll explain more of this, but basically you're going to give an oral explanation of a concept or a technology. And your goal should explain your chosen concept or technology in the simplest language you can use, using a metaphor or analogy to help your audience understand it in all its complexities. If you want to explain how to change the oil of the car and why it's important, that would be totally, acceptable thing to do. Okay. Informative speech. Present a speech or an approved topic. It doesn't necessarily need to be an approved topic. An approved topic would be something that perhaps leads into the persuasive speech. But really, if you're interested in, the mating habits of ants, and you don't know what to persuade the audience about, and you want to do your persuasive speech on, why we should, outlaw fracking or something, that's fine. But what you'll see as the semester progresses is I'll encourage everybody to pick the same topic for the informative and persuasive speech. So they build on one another. So you don't have to do more work than you absolutely need to. And we'll talk more about that when I present the guidelines. But the informative speech is a brief speech. It's 5 to 8 minutes, and that will be that. Persuasive speech: present an argument on an approved topic, again, of your choice. This speech must use scholarly research or incorporate a mix of skills you have learned for crafting successful oratory. Really, the approved topic is not really the most important part of the speech. The most important part of the speech is that it is a topic that is, and when I say approved topic, it should be something that is thematic. So it should be in the general purpose. An informative speech should not be a persuasive speech, if that makes sense. Your persuasive speech should not be a pros and cons list. And we'll talk more about that. Here's the grade breakdown. Narrative speech 10%, informative speech 15%, which it used to be 20%, but I'll show you why I knocked that down. Persuasive speech 20%. That's your big boy. That's the big grade for me. That's the thing that I'm most looking forward to this semester. Final exam is 10%. I don't believe a student who's not good at taking tests should fail the course because of a final exam. So do the work. Just go in, take a stab at it. But it's 10% of your grade. Introduction speech, 10%. Virtual podium activity, we'll talk a little bit more about that. 10%. Miscellaneous activities or discussion boards, that's 10%. You do those discussion boards, those will help you prepare your speeches. They're not just discussion boards for discussion's sake. You don't even have them all semester long. After a certain week, they just stop and you don't have to do them anymore. And that's it, it's the way that my class goes. We don't have lectures every week. We stop and we do workshop activities and we sit and we present speeches. I'm not just making you do discussion boards for discussion's sake. How it works video is 10%. Now, finally, you will get an email grade. I want you to briefly watch a video on here that will be up this week. This is a new assignment. It's something that I toyed around with this summer, or this, at the end of the summer when the fall started. It's an email grade. You'll get a grade basically for composing emails and using good email form. I'm a communication professor, so I thought it was well within my realm to give a grade for this. But this is another way to stretch the grade out. So if you bomb the informative speech, you don't lose 20% of your grade. You only lose 15%, right? So email grade helps you. As long as you're writing good emails to me, you'll get a good grade on that. Here's the final grade chart. Let you look at that. Here is the syllabus. So the syllabus every week starts with a Monday, typically. And what you will see is, so for the first week here, it starts with a Wednesday because that's the start of the semester. But you can see quickly next Monday comes January 25th, and we begin speaking next week. So get on doing those speeches for the introduction speech right away. You'll be able to watch a video. I want you to take a Blackboard tour, review the syllabus, review guidelines for the introduction speech, review the guidelines for the virtual podium, interview a classmate for a speech, and review the email expectations, read chapters 1 and 8, do the discussion for chapters 1 and 8, and that's all you got to do in the first week. If it takes you until Wednesday of next week, fine. Don't sweat it. But next week we begin speaking. January 25th we will meet, and you will begin speaking. January 27th, expect me to present the guidelines for the narrative speech. I will give you an example and show you what the narrative speech should look like. I gotta update this syllabus to get review guidelines for ethics presentation and get rid of that. That's not something you're gonna have to do, so don't worry about it. These are the assigned readings for this week. Discussion boards, yada yada yada. You will always see the synchronous meetings are listed here. Okay, so these are the weeks you meet. You meet on the week of January 25th, and then you meet on the week of February 8th, and then you meet on the week of March 8th. Okay, so you have 2 weeks off in between narrative speeches and March 8th, and you're only meeting on March 8th, and I'm going to give you a little lesson on crafting your speech. Okay, then March 29th, we start the informative speeches, workshop activities, then you got your persuasive speeches, and there's an extra day thrown in here in case something happens. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to deliver the final speeches. Cool. All of your due dates are listed here. Submit virtual podium, workshop activities, how it works video, discussion, all these things that are due will be listed here. And at the start of your informative, narrative, and persuasive speeches, you must submit a script. So that's it. That is the syllabus explanation, little tour. College-wide policies, there you go. You guys should be familiar with those. And I look forward to the semester. So thank you, and I will see you guys all soon.